Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my videos. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my gallery wall in my apartment that I'm still settling into. And just wanted to say a little bit, for a long time I was sort of hesitant to put up a lot of artwork because I didn't think I was an art person. I didn't think I knew enough to speak about it intelligently, and I feel like my design really suffered because of that. So finally, I just decided to embrace it. It doesn't have to be super academic or complicated. I just went with what I had a reaction to, what I thought was beautiful, what made me happy, and this is what I've come up with. So hope you'll check it out and enjoy. I'm going to include as much information as I can about the artist and where I got things, and I hope that you'll not be afraid, don't be intimidated to try your own gallery wall. Enjoy. Good morning, everyone. So we're going to get this tour of my gallery wall started with the far left. The piece is called La Luna, and it's pretty popular. I'm sure you've seen it all around YouTube. I first saw this on the Lone Fox YouTube channel, and I don't know if it was for his personal collection or for a client, but I really loved it and decided to get one for myself. I got this off of Society 6, and the company or artist was named Visionary C. That's S-E-A. Second piece is called How Far is a Light Year, and it's by an artist, and I might not pronounce this correctly, but Alexander Grahovsky, and he's a digital artist from Spain. I can't remember exactly where I purchased this, but I know I've seen it available from several different sites now. These two small frames, this is just a really nice distressed white, and these are actually framed postcards that I got from both the New Yorker and Vanity Fair, and each of them have maybe 100 postcards in them. So these are the ones I chose at the moment, and what I like about it is that I can kind of change them in and out as I see fit. So this is what I'm working with right now. This one is a reimagining of the really famous Girl with the Pearl Earring, and this was by an artist named Dominique Brown. I believe I also got this off of Society 6, and I think it might be available other places too. You might be able to get it directly from her Instagram account, but really love this. A reimagining. It's actually called The Girl with the Bamboo Earring, which I think is genius. And the fun thing about this frame, I got it at a thrift store, and it actually has a music box built in that still works. And I sort of took the existing picture out and popped this one in place. Last piece in this row is another distressed wood frame, kind of matching the two framed postcards that I have here. Very simple, just a weeping willow tree. No real major story there, except for that it's just kind of reminds me of home. I remember there were several times when my mom and my grandfather would take me to this weeping willow tree that was near a gas station where we could get RCs, and we would just hang out there. And I mean, this looks almost exactly like it. It was just kind of this like lone huge tree right on the corner, and I absolutely loved it. I loved going there every time we could. This next piece is called jungle camper, and I got this off of Society 6 as well. And it's by an artist named Amber Davenport. I just love the look of this little Volkswagen van in the jungle. Love the colors, just love everything about it. And that was really all it took for me to decide to get one for myself. I think I bought this just as a print, and I actually have, and obviously you can see in the piece next to it, I have a bunch of LP frames, and this fit perfectly in there, so I didn't have to buy an extra frame. I had a couple extras just sort of hanging around the house, so was able to frame it for free. And then the piece beside that, in more of a gold frame, is called Little House in the Bayou, and it's by an artist named Denise Wandt. I'm pretty sure you can buy this off of her website, naturallybydenise.com. I don't think that's where I purchased it, but that is a source where you might be able to find it. And again, I'm going to post all of the info below if anyone's interested in this. The cool thing about this is I found out just today, as I was trying to get together the information about some of these pieces, that this is a 3D print, and I suspect that it's just this cute little house with a bunch of fireflies all around it, and I think that those might twinkle a little bit. I literally just ordered 3D glasses off of Amazon, and I can't wait to check that out. And then beside that is just a really cool mid-century modern, I'm into that whole look, design, just a pattern design. I think I bought this off of Istock, and the artist is named Claudia Balasoiu. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly, if anyone's familiar, but nothing major about it, just really like the design. Again, I was able to use an LP frame, and so all of these pieces I was able to just buy the prints and frame for free. This piece is my pride and joy. This is actually, I'm pretty sure, the only original art piece that I own, and this is by an artist named Valencia Johnson, who I found on Etsy. I think when I gave my apartment tour, I said that her store was no longer up and running, and it wasn't for a long time. However, it seems like it's back, so please check her out on Etsy. We'll be noting her info below, but this is called Baskets of Cotton, and again, Valencia Johnson, she is a self-taught artist out of Chicago, and this piece was done on a really thin sheet of wood that she painted on top of. And I actually had this was my first professionally framed piece as well. I used framebridge, and they did an amazing job of it. This is a pretty substantial piece as well, so just really proud of it, and it's original. I'm the only one in the world that has it, and that makes me really happy. This piece I got off of Society 6 as well, and it's called The White Whale, and I don't know if this is an actual nod to Moby Dick or not, but I just really love this ginormous whale just directly underneath this teeny little boat. The artist is Terry Fan, and I believe I bought this off of Society 6 as a completed framed piece. I didn't have the energy to outsource it anymore, so definitely happy about that. Then this piece is a James Baldwin illustrated portrait. Absolutely love this. I actually got this off of eBay, and it was just a little print that was mailed to me. I ended up using framebridge for this as well, and I remember the person working there thought it was really interesting that I chose a black matting to go with this really detailed gold frame, but we both agreed that it will probably look stunning, and I absolutely agree. I think it was a very, very smart choice. I think it really stands out against the black matting, and I love everything about it. I love that it's a really beautiful, detailed frame that I feel like James Baldwin rightfully deserves. This piece I love too, and it's called Pyrex Pretties. I bought this off of TeePublic, and this is another piece that I used framebridge for. I don't know if you remember my apartment tour, but I am using the same style print there as a Warhol piece that I have, and a future project that I want to do as well. So this, I'm sure many of you have seen around. This is obviously not original, because I could never even begin to afford that, but it is a John Michael Basquiat, and it is pink elephant with fire engine. I got this off of allposters.com, and I bought it as a framed piece, and I chose to do unmatted just so the actual piece took up as much of the space as possible. These are just two adorable little pieces, and sadly I don't think that I am able to give much information. I can tell you that I bought these frames off of Amazon, and that one of these, the piece on the right, is a pretty famous piece called Llama in Times Square, and it was done or taken in 1957. This is also available from several different companies and sites. I got this off of Society 6, and like I said, I believe it was just a postcard that I framed. And the one beside that, which I love the most, is just this little cute illustration of this fat mermaid trying on a hat. And I think I can't, it seems like something I'd get off Etsy, but I'm really not sure. And sadly, I don't really have much information and couldn't find much out there. So, and then beside that, again, I'm sort of repeating the same red frame as above. And this piece I got off of redbubble.com, and it's called Soul Food for Soul Men. And all I know is that it is done by a company called Apalooza Design. I'll try to find a little bit more information about that, but I love the way the blue sort of works with the red frame, and I think it's just a great piece, and I love having just like a soul food diner piece as well. Please excuse the hideous router plug beside that, but there's just literally nothing I can do. So these are more New Yorker and Vanity Fair frames. I just love that there are all these little small pieces that I can switch in and out. And also, if I'm kind of limited on space on the wall, these are nice little ways that I can fill in. This one is called Dancing with the Cat, and you might have guessed it, I also got from Society 6. And I'm not ashamed about that. I love it. I mean, there's really nothing more to say. It doesn't really have much significance to me, except for that I love the colors used. And I think it's a great piece, and it's actually a pretty large piece. I believe it is a 20 by 20, if I'm not mistaken. I bought this framed as well, just sort of saved myself the trouble there, and really enjoy it. And this is a pretty recent piece too. And then lastly, I have another framed album. This is just a really nice Sammy Davis Jr. I believe this is the soundtrack to a musical, Golden Boy. And I just love the vintage look of it. And how many people can say they have a Sammy Davis Jr. record in their collection? And if you are one of those people, get at me. So that's basically it. As you can see, a lot of these pieces, with just a few exceptions, are really accessible. You can find them from a lot of different sources. For me, I pick colors that I gravitate towards, artists that I'm into, really anything that makes me happy. I mean, that's what this is all about. You know, nothing's particularly high end, just do what makes you happy.